Hello and welcome to News9 Plus Decodes. We are doing a special show on counting day. It's June 4th, Tuesday. Big day out here. We are in the middle of the counting and we present you few of the scenarios that we think could play out. And the first one that we want to go, that was happening during the exit polls. A lot of exit polls focused on this, BJP crossing 370 mark and the N.D.A getting 400 mark. Joining me is Sandeep Unithan, editor News9 Plus. Sandeep, that now when we are just around 12 right now and this scenario is unlikely.
Yeah, very optimistic scenario number one, which projected 363 seats for the BJP, N.D.A crossing 400 seats. But that seems very unlikely, Justin. And in fact, the story of this elections, and I'm fully aware of the fact we're in the middle of counting, the results haven't been called yet, but it looks increasingly likely that it's not so much of a Congress versus BJP battle as it is a fight between the N.D.A and the India alliance. So it's literally a battle of formations, and this possibly tells you that the BJP knew that they would have to fight this third election as a coalition with the N.D.A, which explains why they put all these parties together. Nearly a year ago, they went out and got their old allies who had deserted them, with the exceptions of one or two like the Akali Dal. But the other allies are on board, and that kind of plan that has played out rather well for them. If you look at the way the TDP has done, the JDS has done, the JDU has done. So this is a battle of alliances, Justin, and that tells you that scenario one is entirely unlikely, a very strong showing by the BJP at over 360 seats, which is closer to what they targeted initially, the 370 seats target set by the Prime Minister. It looks like they're going to fall short of that. So scenario one is ruled out.
Yes, and also allies are carrying the contenders out here.
Absolutely. Clearly. Allies are going to be key to this, but that's a separate discussion. We should go to scenario two.
And scenario two that we were discussing was that BJP could be below 300 to about 360 seats.
Right.
And obviously, at that point of time, Prime Minister Modi obviously plays the role part. But that, again, doesn't look like happening right now because the numbers are very tight.
Numbers are tight indeed. And in fact, if you look at the way Dalal Street has reacted, the Sensex has crashed, all indicators on the market are down. There's a bloodbath on Dalal Street even as we speak. That is primarily because of the exit poll results, which predicted a very strong showing for the N.D.A and the BJP, and those numbers seem to have been, a tad optimistic.
And that showed on Monday also. Yesterday it was
correct.
Going
it was
high.
Bouncing up yesterday, and today I think the market is correcting. It's gone down substantially, and that is actually, the market is fearing scenario four. But we're getting a little ahead over here. We should move on to scenario number three.
Yes. We now come to the third scenario where we had said BJP may get between 273 to 302 seats.
Right.
That's still achievable, Sandeep, but we might just hold on to it right now.
Right.
So let's, how do you see this unfolding, this scenario?
Well, this is one of those probable scenarios, Justin. And the BJP falling just short of a simple majority, or just getting the simple majority, which is closer to what they got in 2014. Now, that again remains to be seen, but clearly it is either going to be scenario 3 or scenario 4, which you're going to discuss.
Exactly. And when we come to scenario 4, Sandeep, this is something that is building up right now. If you see the current trends that is happening, which is BJP well short of the majority mark, depending on its allies to get those numbers. And the scenario says that around N.D.A in total will get around 272, with BJP pitching in between anywhere between 230 to 250
So
seats.
this scenario is very close to what it was pre-2014, when the BJP was in power for 2 terms, in 1998 and 1999, when they led coalition governments where the BJP itself fell short of a majority, but as an N.D.A with its partner allies, it could cross 272. So this is a scenario again that would worry the market a lot, because then you're talking of allies having a say in the reform process, a BJP which doesn't have the numbers by itself, which will have to listen increasingly to allies. So a strong BJP seems unlikely in this scenario.
And that's something that the BJP wasn't doing in the past 10 years, listening to the allies.
Yes, so it didn't have very many allies who could dictate terms for that. But that again is manageable. Scenario 4, the markets would be okay with that. A BJP which is still in the driver's seat, which still commands the numbers, which has over 250, 260. NDA getting over 272, of course.
But
The
this is-
interesting, the
but-
flip side of this, Justin, is that you have a very strong opposition
Yes.
of over 200 seats.
But you have to admit that BJP will not accept this. I mean, the kind of targets that they have set,
Yes.
the plans that they have,
Right.
their policies that they were going to introduce, and the big hit for that.
Yes, that would be a big setback for a lot of policies that the BJP had, especially if you're looking at purely from the market's point of view, from liberalization, reforms in land, labor, capital, all of that, which you really need to do to kick off high growth rates. That would take a beating if you're looking at allies coming in. They have their own compulsions and all that. But we should look at scenario number 5.
Yes, let's go to the next scenario. This is where it's like really trouble for BJP.
Scenario-
They're going below 200 and the NDA coming under 250 seats, and then the struggle begins for getting
Absolutely.
the majority number.
And I think this is the scariest scenario, number 5. And I want to take you back to Monday, March the 17th, 2004. When you remember when the results started pouring in, everybody
That's right.
thought that the BJP-led NDA would win. There was an India Shining campaign. But when the results came out, the BJP had a hit. The NDA took a hit. It was the Congress-led alliance that came to power, the UPA. And the markets tanked. It was the biggest bloodbath in the Dalal Street of a like that we haven't seen in a long time. Primarily because the markets were bullish on the prospect of the NDA coming back to power, led by the BJP. And when that didn't play out, the fear started setting in, especially when you saw the prospect of a Congress-led UPA supported by the left front, the CPM. Now, the NDA had
Who had their guns to
instituted-
the back of UP at that
Absolutely.
point of time.
They had held them hostage literally. And what the markets kind of feared, what India Inc. feared, was that the process of privatization of assets of the government, of the state-owned PSUs that were being spun off, they were being sold, that process would hit a roadblock because of the left parties. And they were right in a way. And that's the reason that the markets tanked March 17th, 2004. Of course, it's too early to say if this is the March 17th, 2004 moment. We're still in the middle of counting. There's some
That's right.
more
So in
time to go.
2004, India didn't shine, but this scenario says India may shine.
India may
the
shine,
bloc.
that's right. So it's India shining, but it's the alliance India that is shining
Yes.
in this scenario.
And let's go
And
to the
then
final scenario that we have is obviously the India bloc that could muster majority
Yes.
numbers.
Right.
And that will be completely opposite to whatever pollsters, anybody, analysts
Absolutely.
were saying all through the past few months on the run-up to the elections.
Yes, this is a clear scenario that predicts a rout of the BJP and NDA. Of course, it's too early to call those numbers, but this would imply a major shift in the trajectory of economic liberalization and reforms. But, again here, Justin, I would like to point out the fact that liberalization began in 1991 under the Congress government, and there has been a broad consensus among all political parties, the important ones, important national parties, to take that forward. How they might differ is in the execution of it, or who does it, how they do it, but generally there is a broad consensus on liberalization, and that's a positive thing. But here again, you're looking at a scenario which seems unlikely at the moment, where the NDA would be routed and the UPA would come in. The India Alliance of 2024 will come in, and they would, be ruling here in Delhi. Now that would depend on a number of factors, and the most important of them being how are the swing parties, the important
NDA
constituents
allies.
of the NDA that in the past, like Nitish Kumar
Exactly.
and Chandrababu
Naidu.
Naidu,
Exactly.
where will they throw their weight? Will they throw their weight behind the NDA? Will they leave the NDA and join the India Alliance? That remains to be seen. They're unpredictable allies.
That's worrying BJP the most right
That's
now.
correct, yeah.
So, Sandeep, so we'll continue to decode such issues throughout the day, run of the day, till in our special election coverage on News 9 Plus. Thank you. Thanks for watching.